This is the Bill Squire Show.
The fact that he popped in and did 20 minutes on the Alan Cox show was like, I'm like, okay, this dude just wants to have fun.
The only knock on him is I have yet to really actually hear any stand-up from him. And that's not a knock. That's just
Well, he's got
me
a
not
special
having...
coming out tomorrow. I'm going to watch it and see what I think.
There you
Netflix,
go.
yeah.
Netflix, yeah. So,
Yeah, I'm excited to see that because it is usually just
like the crowd
the
work
crowd
stuff,
work,
yeah. So, I mean, he's got other specials out that I've watched most of. The one that's like OnlyFans, and then the other one that's I didn't watch the other one, but I was like, okay, like it's fine stand up. I'm a harsh critic when it comes to stand up, so like I wasn't blown away by it, but I wasn't like disappointed by it either. I wasn't like this is garbage. So anyway, welcome to this week's episode of the Bill Squire Show, everybody. I'm Bill Squire. There's Tommy.
Hi.
And there's Pants.
Hi.
Tommy, again, numbers have been low. But then your microphone's in the way anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we can't just use you. We can't use it. We just have to listen to you, I guess.
I guess.
And look at your.
I'll try to be burpy today.
Oh, the burpy boys love you.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Now the boobs are there.
Boobs.
All right. So this week, first of all, I don't. King of Wishful Thinking has been in my head all week. We just got a text before the show that somebody else has got it on repeat. And
Are they sad?
No, I can't tell you that I didn't ever think of that as a sad song until Pants told that story because I never paid attention to the lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
And then I listened, I was like, oh, I guess this is kind of sad, but it's also like such a bop that you're just like, who gives a fuck?
No, it's like such a coked up 80s jam.
Yeah.
You don't, it's like, hey, yeah. You don't realize how sad the lyrics really are, which is the best. That's the best music.
Yeah,
like that to me is like the best fucking music.
Mm-hmm.
Hide all the sadness and all the happiness in plain sight. And you don't realize how fucking terminal it is until it's too late.
Right.
And the light, anyways, how's it going? Hi, everybody.
Well,
Things are fine.
That actually leads into something I want to talk about, how we were group chatting last week, and let me pull this up because we were not the dark wave stuff. What were we talking about? Like getting dark early.
Going to bed?
No, just like Pants was complaining that the sun's going down so early, and I'm the most goth. That was it. Okay, so
yeah.
Okay, so here's we're all in the group chat, and
which is just the three of us, by the way, for the
yes.
listeners at home.
Pants says the sun goes down at 4:30 p.m., but I'll go down whenever you want. I'm stronger and more caring than the center of the universe.
Oh yeah, I made my
so that got it going
that,
for so that's how you woo women on dating apps,
or you don't. Either way,
yeah. Suggested that possibly that should be a T-shirt, which I love that. And then you say, "Damn premature nighttime really is here. This blows." And I go, "Unpopular opinion. Fuck daytime. I fuck with depression weather. The things I enjoy are better suited for nighttime."
Very true.
And then Pants chimes in, "Didn't have Bill pegged as the most goth person on the chat, but here we are." And I
learn something new every week.
And I closed it out with, "Enjoy your sunshine, nerds."
Yeah, that was Bill won the sad award for the day. It wasn't really sad.
It doesn't get me sad. That's
no,
the thing,
it's
like
Bill won the darkness award for the day.
Yeah, darkness for sure.
Yeah.
Like darkness is my light. Ooh.
Wow.
That was
Let's
deep.
write that song.
Okay, Gomez.
Darkness is my light. Oh, that's actually another good. I watched Adam Family Values the other night.
Mm-hmm. So good.
So good. It fucking better than the first one. I like the first one, but the Adam's Family Values is a fucking 90s gem of a movie that is so of that time and is just fucking perfect.
It's pretty meta, isn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it since I was like a kid. But
it's meta, but it's also like really satirical.
Yeah, like it's self-referential. Is that the word?
Nah, I wouldn't even say self-referential as much as it's like, it's definitely aware of itself. Like, it's definitely aware that it's a movie, but it doesn't really fully break the fourth wall. But it's, you know, they got notes on the first movie, and instead of saying we're going to tone this down, they ratcheted it up. And you get great performances by everybody that's in the Addams family, but then also Joan Cusack is so fucking funny and just a delight in that movie. And it's so dark, and like there's so many like really like wild references that when I was a kid, I was like, oh, I kind of get this, but then watching it as an adult, you're like, oh, that's real fucked up.
I'll have to dust it off again because I think I was probably a teenager when I saw it.
Yeah,
but I could tell there was a lot of. The writers really swung for the fences on that, and they somehow scooted a lot of shit past the studio on that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like. So.
Well, because there's stuff in it that's just really smart, too.
Yeah.
And even, like, when they, they go on a double date, and they go to this restaurant that is in a cave. And I think it's like referencing the Tavern on the Green in Central Park, but this is a real fucking cave, and then the band is behind bars.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, and
then
they
I watched it not that long ago.
And then they do that's where they do the tango together.
Okay, yeah.
And the whole time they're doing the tango, Fester's trying to make Joan Cusack's character laugh and like putting breadsticks up his nose and shit like that. But it's very just like the way that Gomez and Morticia interact with each other and like do little things to like get each other jealous so that they can fuck with other people. Like I was like, oh man, I thought this was funny as a kid, but like now I'm fucking horny. like I want a Morticia.
Well, I mean, between Raul Julia and Angelica Houston and Christina Ricci, like that. Yeah. That's pretty solid fucking cast.
Well, and then you have Christopher Lloyd as Fester, and you have who played the granny, because she was only the granny in the second one. I always forget her name.
I just know there's a lot of Jim and Pam ass couples out there that think they're Morticia and Gomez.
Right.
Jim and Pam from The Office.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate them as a couple.
Jim and Pam?
Yeah.
No, I'm always Michael Scott, Jan Levinson Gold, all day.
Jan.
But that's like a really toxic bad relationship.
Hey Bill, take a look back at my resume.
Carol Kane is who
see if it doesn't line up.
And then also like the brother-sister relationship that Pugsley and Wednesday have, where they are just like Pugsley doesn't question anything. He's actually just a bro, and he's not trying to like.
I remember him being a real golden retriever of a character.
He kind of is, but like. When I watched it this time, and maybe it's because I was a little bit high too, I was like, there's a little more depth in just like he's actually not as weird as the rest of the family, but he's like, this is who my family is, so I'm gonna be there for them. Like he's okay with the darkness, he's okay with the weirdness, but he's also just like, hey, fuck these other people, they suck. Our family is what it's at. So he's kind of just like that ride or die, like I'm in the mafia. This is my family. I'll do whatever it takes to keep them safe and protect them. And
he is
fucking
AJ
rules.
Soprano.
Yeah, no, he's not, because AJ's a pussy, and Pugsley is not a pussy.
So Pugsley's meadow.
Pugsley's a pussy in the show. Did you watch the show?
On the show, maybe.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
So
no, it was good.
No, I should watch it.
It's good.
So Pugsley's.
Did you see that look she just gave me because I haven't watched it?
It's good.
She goes, oh.
Someone's getting judged a little bit.
But Pugsley in the second movie especially, like he's not the smartest or whatever, but he just whatever it takes to just back up his sister, make sure that she's safe, and then just do his own weird shit at the same time. Like when they're doing archery and they're like, all right, now point at the target, and he just goes boop and shoots a bald eagle.
I gotta watch it because I just remember
it's worth another rewatch.
Well, yeah, for sure. I just remember Wednesday was doing a monologue on Native Americans or something in the middle of it.
We got some fans out here.
Hi, hello. But yeah, it's amazing how literally I'll just take The Sopranos and try to analogize anything in the world to it.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing to do.
I think that's the only show I've really ever tried championing in my life.
I mean, the Sopranos meme pages are the best. What did I sent you guys one just like a couple hours ago, I think.
I feel
Sopranos
no less
something.
than 14 Sopranos memes a day, as well as like in and out. They're
nonstop.
And I'm not
they're the
complaining
best.
about that. It's wonderful, but yeah, that's doing a lot of Sopranos numbers.
I want to rewatch. Just don't have time.
Also, in my
I kind of did
previous,
like a halfway rewatch.
in my
but it
previous
was just,
Jan
like,
11
wasn't paying attention enough.
Brandon's never seen it, so I want to get him to watch it.
Listen, I've never had any moment with you and Brandon where I'm like, maybe things are rocky, but now
That one kinda
I'm
questionable.
like, Brandon, you need to get on that.
Also, I was Jan Levinson Gold in my previous metaphor for my dating resume, for clarity's sake.
Oh, you're her.
Yeah, I'm Jan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to. No, I'm not about to shit on my exes like that. No, I'm Jan. They're
Gotcha. I see
Michael
what you're
asses, Michael Scott asses. Fucking.
The one that I sent you earlier was the meme of Christopher doing it's called The Marvels. It's a movie about three broads that all have the same superhero name and some same superhero powers, but you got to watch 8 different shows on Disney Channel to have any fucking idea what's happening. Fucking
I love reading memes.
Yeah, that's what we used to do. That's a whole segment. Tom memes.
It's called The Marvels T. I was good. I got
Well,
it.
the guy reads and he does a good Christopher impression. I saw The Marvels.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was like, it wasn't the best MCU movie, but it's only an hour and a half long, like a little over an hour and a half.
Oh,
That's
shit.
kind of perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they kind of didn't give a fuck. Like, they did some wild stuff in this movie
Mhm.
that was just like, oh shit, that's like, there's a very tongue-in-cheek singing scene, which was very funny.
Like a musical.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know
nah,
that
I
I don't know that I'm gonna. You sold me on like an hour and a half, and then you said musical, and I'm like, it pisses me off so bad when shows do that.
But they did it in a way that like they're like very aware that like
I don't give a fuck.
we know people are gonna hate this, and
Ugh.
like they just kind of gotta like they leaned into it and did a like Disney princess because of all the shit
Women?
they get for having women in the lead and stuff like that. They're like, oh yeah, you hate that? Well, now you're gonna fucking hate this because we're gonna make Captain Marvel do a dance and song number.
I mean, there's a funny way to do it. Like going back to the Addams Family. It's like,
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with
I thought they did it in a funny way.
self-aware satirical shit in the Marvel universe. It's just, to me, like make a good move. Like, they all look so assembly lined together now.
Well, that's kind of why I like this one, because I'm like, I don't know where the fuck this movie's
like
going. half the
visually
time.
though. Did it look like the last 12 Marvel movies? You know what I mean?
Well, it looked like a bunch of Marvel movies jammed together because there's because there's all this space stuff,
yeah.
and then you got like the Jersey City stuff from Miss Marvel, and then you got like them going to different planets and stuff. So it's kind of all over the place.
So like 80% green screen, 20% one block in like Manhattan of actual grounded reality.
I mean, yeah, but even the green screen stuff, like I feel like they did good job of melding like this is more for the locations, because some of the CGI is definitely like rushed bullshit like they always do. But there's also another scene that is fantastic where, I mean, you guys don't mind if I just kind of throw some stuff out there, right? So
I would love to see it, but it ain't gonna happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
I'm too fucking busy.
So there's if you remember the first one, the cat that's in the movie is a Flurgan,
Mhm.
or Flurkin, and there's a scene where they're on the space station with Nick Fury, and they got to get everybody off there, and the only way they can do it is there's like a Flurkin infestation on the space station, so everybody that's on the space station has to get eaten by the cats
Oh,
to get saved, so because I can put all the little cats in a rescue pod, but not all the people. So it's just a scene of people getting eaten by the squid mouths of the cats, and it's fucking great.
Sounds like some James Gunn type of.
It's got that kind
like,
of feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to see like Daredevil foil a bank robbery somewhere in Hell's Kitchen. Like
Something more simple.
Let's rein it back in. Let's
Yeah.
have like
I think they're heading that
Spider-Man
direction,
save
too.
a kitten from a tree. Let's get like,
But
fun.
like there was some good laughs, there was some good like gags in it, and like I said, it's not super long. It moves along, and then the cameo at the end fucking slaps.
Hell yeah.
I was trying to think of the first porn star that came to mind, and there was none. There was
As a
never mind.
cameo.
Yeah,
No.
it doesn't fucking matter.
You want to know who the cameo was?
No, I don't want to know because I'm going to see it. Like
Okay.
I will. I still.
I'd go see it.
hate-
Here's what I'll say. I'd see it again if you guys want to go. Just let me
Yeah,
know.
like I hate
I'm
how
free on
jaded I
Saturday.
sound about it. Like I hate like the whole point
I'm in
of
Jersey.
Marvel movies is I want to get
Oh.
excited about it. I don't want to sound like I'm fucking over it
Yeah.
because I'm not. But
Tommy's getting gabagooled this weekend.
oh, are you going back to
Thursday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Thursday
okay.
to Monday. I fucked up though because Wednesday's Chris's birthday, Monday's Brandon's, and I'm gonna be with the wrong
guys.
Yeah, no, I didn't. It wasn't like doing that intention. Like, oops, I fucked up. But
I'm sure they're heartbroken.
none of us give a fuck about birthdays.
Well, life's about forgiveness.
I am sad that I'm gonna miss the Black Hat thing on Sunday.
Yeah, no, that's your move though. You can't be in Jersey for any.
Right?
I mean, you can't not be in Jersey when stuff goes. Yeah, we're
Fun
Yeah, tell me about Sunday.
Black Cat Barber Shop. Well, this is going to air the day after, but
I'll put it out early if you want.
yeah, we're doing Black Cat Barber Shop's 5th anniversary party this Sunday night at Old 86, and then the night before we're doing members only Dave's DJing.
Oh, that's this. I'm excited.
Yeah, we
for
got
that.
it's kind of action packed weekend at the bar,
I'm definitely gonna be there for Dave's night of DJing.
yeah, I'm excited about it. And
Sunday
Dave's a
I
good
have
dude.
a billion things going on though.
Dave's an
Sunday.
interesting dude too.
He is.
He's a good dude.
He's great.
And then we got a highball machine installed at the bar.
Hey.
So there's a lot going on right now.
And what bar is
It's-
that? What bar is that?
Old 86, aka Old Lady Sex. Old 86. So the usual. Just there she is.
You know the usual. Just burp was kind of
Thomas is ready to mosh tonight. Thomas is ready to enjoy
are
a show
really
tonight.
Amped up today.
I'm not amped
She's
up.
excited.
My stomach hurts.
No, but like your energy is
Yeah,
there.
you're
Like,
there.
You
I
kind of
was-
have some fidgety. Like I want to throw some elbows. I'm ready.
I'm
Like,
not gonna throw elbows.
whatever.
but-
But
Not
like,
with
you're
that
not.
attitude, you're not. No, I was
Like,
tired.
There's a little,
and then
there's a little chaos in Tommy tonight.
There's chaos. Yeah, it's a little ball of chaos. No, I was tired, and then Tommy. I'm picking up on Tommy's energy, so it's good.
What the fuck?
I needed it. I needed it. It's
The ghost started to work, I guess.
The ghost drinks. All right, so let's get into this week's topic.
What is it?
We're gonna talk about. So last week, people really did like the sad stories that did not make them cry, but made them laugh. There were a few people like, oh, like I want to give you a hug right now, but the fact that I'm telling you guys a story really got people giggling and like and you guys giggled a lot.
I'm not above admitting sometimes I listen to our episodes, and as I was listening to it, I go, yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, let's render ourselves further undateable as claiming to be hung up on exes still to the Gaslight Anthem. But
Yeah.
a great episode, and I suffer for my art. I
Yeah.
will always. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
So this week, I'm going to tell you guys a story about.
Are you going to try to make us cry?
No, this is just.
Are you gonna try to make us laugh?
I'm not going to try to do anything. I'm
We
just
just
tell you a
cry.
story and see what happens.
Here's what
Again,
I'm
that
This is a
fucking-
choose your own ending. I love it.
Tommy's got her fucking. She's like, are you trying to make us laugh? Like, you're prickly today. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, spicy Tommy. We like spicy Tommy. So I'm gonna tell you about my worst bomb ever on the road. Like the worst, and like I had, because keep in mind, like I started doing stand up when I was 22, and I started working the road within a year, and like doing, like I remember one place, like the first place I ever had to do like a 30-minute set was a casino, but it was a weird like fake North Dakota casino in a hotel where they had like casino night, And then like, it's for charity. And then they take that stuff away, and then we do comedy. And so that was actually the second night. The first night was in like a different, just like basement bar. Did really well there. Was happy with that one. But this next night, it was a tough room. And the headliner told me, he's like, hey, just so you know, you did great last night. You're not going to do good tonight. And I was like, no, I'm going to do good tonight. And he's like, I'm telling you, man, this is a tough room. I've been doing this for a long time. You're not going to do good tonight. Just do your time and don't panic.
Get through it.
Yeah. Just take your time, go slow. And I was like, fuck, he doesn't know me. I'm
Bill Squire.
Bill motherfucking Squire.
Right. I'm like a year into comedy. I'm already doing 30 minutes on the road. When they offered me the money, like I was fucking blown away.
Well, it was a lot, right?
No.
Oh.
But it was a lot to me.
No, I'm saying like at the time,
Yeah.
it was a lot of money to you.
To me, it was okay, so it was 5 shows, 4 nights, and it was $500. But I had to drive to Minot, North Dakota.
Which is how long, like 11 hours, 12 hours?
Probably 15.
Oh God.
But
Yeah.
$500 when you're 22 years old, I don't care how good or bad you got it. $500, $500.
$500, and gas was maybe $2 at the time.
Right.
I was like, here I go. So I drove out there and I did this gig for $500, and it was fucking awesome. Like just to be able to make that money. But like I remember when I got booked for it, it was like months in advance, and they're like, yeah, we'll come down this way in June. This one pays $500, and the next week pays $500, and then like it was a 3-week run, and that one's $600, and I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna be making money. He's like, yeah, you can stay in the hotels the whole time. Like we got take care of you, and so like I had over $1,000 worth of work, but like now that's insane.
So was
to
that
me.
the most money you'd been paid at the time to do stand-up?
Yeah,
Okay.
by like a lot.
Yeah, because you're basically still a kid, and when you get thrown at $500 to do something that's your dream, that
yeah.
you love to do,
Right.
that's a big fucking deal.
It absolutely was. And so I, because I did an audition for this booker in Sioux City, Iowa, and he just booked all this stuff all over the Midwest. And I went in there, and it was a show in the back of a pizza place, and I went in and did a guest set. And when I got in there, like the host went up, he did okay, and then I went up, packed room, like really fucking perfect little comedy room, and I just said something like this lady goes, oh, he's cute. And I was just like, and like whatever reaction I gave fucking already floored the crowd. Like what, I don't even remember exactly what I did, but I just reacted to her saying he's cute. And I was like, okay, like whatever. And did my jokes, fucking crushed. And the guy's like, that went rough. Like kind of fucking with me, like being like, but no, it was great.
Yeah.
And he's like, call me Monday, we'll give you dates. And so then he gave me all these dates to go out and do like feature work. And I was pumped for that. And one of those dates was later in the year, and it was at a casino in northern Minnesota. So another like situation where over the weekend I make $500 or $600, and I got to drive for 12 hours there and 12 hours back. But by this time I at least had merch, so I could sell that. But it's also like the winter in Minnesota.
Like
So-
the only place in America that gets colder than Cleveland or Ohio.
Yeah, it's brutally cold. But that does mean everybody goes to these shows. Like all these shows get
It's like the
packed
thing to do.
fuck out. Yeah. And so this is a Tuesday night in, I don't even remember the name of the town, but someplace in Minnesota. I'm driving there all day. And I get there. This is probably 2005 or 2000. It's either December of 2005 or like January of 2006.
And you're driving by yourself?
Driving by myself. And that none of that stuff ever bothered me because
No, but 12 hours in a car by
I
yourself
can't-
is a long ass
I
time.
can't do anything past 3 by myself. I get sleepy.
I like driving as much as you do or anybody else, but man, yeah, 12 hours is a haul.
But I couldn't do it now. But when you're 22 and you're trying to follow your dreams,
Yep.
and you're like, okay. So what I would do at that time is, I had a Ford Focus and it played MP3s, but they would play like MP3 CDs.
Mm-hmm.
So you could I could burn episodes of there's a torrent site that had full episodes of Opie and Anthony. Or I did have the XM thing. I think at that time I was just listening to Opie and Anthony on XM, and it would just play on a loop all day. And so I just listened to Ron and Fez and Opie and Anthony all day on that. And that's like, okay, you have something to entertain you for most of that trip. So, and you just, it's all flat and it wasn't like the driving never bothered me at that time.
Yeah.
Now it bothers me. Like I can't really do it. But I got there, check into the hotel. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'm in a casino. I'd never even been in a casino before. So this is like new to me. And then they show us where we're doing the show, and it is on the casino floor. I'm like, you guys don't got a door? Or there's got to be banquet rooms and something. Like, nope, this is where the show is. And so it's like a few cocktail tables, and then you're just hearing all the machines, people playing, people walking around, people arguing, like, oh, that should have hit, blah, blah. And this is a hillbilly fucking town, too. Hillbilly ass town. And I mean, it's the fucking middle of nowhere. And so these are people that are in their 20s and have 4 kids, and the oldest is in the car with the other kids. That kind of they, it's a very you go to high school, you get a job in a trade, and you marry the girl from high school, but you fuck all her friends, and
so you're
get divorced in the 30s.
So Minnesota's basically like Ohio is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But suburbs of or not suburbs, but the parts of Ohio that are, I mean, it's kind of all of Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
But I go up there and I'm doing my joke, and one of my jokes at the time was about how, I'll take another, about how my parents are trying to kill me. But they're not trying to kill me. They're just like that was the whole thing. For my birthday, they got me a deep fat fryer. They want me to slowly eat myself to death. But they're like, that wasn't working enough. So for Christmas, they got me a toaster that's for bathtub use. And I'm like, I think it's just a regular toaster. And they're like, just use it in the bathtub. So that was the whole thing. And then I do this other joke about going on a roller coaster at Cedar Point and being too fat to ride. And as the joke ends with me going, I'd rather be remembered as the person that was too fat to ride the roller coaster. Or I'd rather be the person that died on the roller coaster than the person that was too fat to ride it. And my dad was there, and he's like, let him ride. Call back to the parents trying to kill me. And this girl looks at me, and she's probably 22. She's already had 4 kids, and she's just bewildered. And she goes, you still go to the amusement park
That was
with your dad? And she couldn't for one moment suspend disbelief, go on this journey with me, just let the joke land. She was just like, why would you go with your dad to even if you're an adult, you can still go to places with your parents, but not if you're from this town. Once you're at the house,
you go to the
you
casino
take your kids
by
She
yourself.
doesn't do anything with her dad. She's just jealous.
Yeah. She couldn't. Yeah, there's no, even as a child, she was not going anywhere with her dad.
Yeah, she was just shocked.
Right. But that was because it wasn't a heckle.
Was there smoking allowed in this casino?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's still like that.
Most casinos
Like
are that
all
way.
of them, I think. It's
Most
disgusting.
casinos are that. Yeah.
I don't ever realize this until I'm on day 2 or 3 of being in a casino when I have a slamming migraine. I'm like, and I watch people walk by and they just fucking ripping heaters and
Chiefing,
go, yeah.
So that was and so that threw me off. I go through my entire 30-minute set in 15 minutes because there's no laughs. There's no way to just save this at all.
Just putting your head down, just plowing through it.
Yeah, and then I get to the end of it. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. I just I bailed, and I was like, that's all for me. And then the headliner goes up, and he did this whole act where he had a bunch of costume changes and music and shit like that. And it's the corniest, worst shit you've ever seen. But of course, this crowd loved it.
I was about to say crushed.
They fucking loved it because He's just playing a bunch of like classic rock and then dressing up like, now I'm Mick Jagger, now I'm Prince. You love all this, and they're like a little less Prince, please.
Well, Bill, I guess the lesson learned there is he didn't mention going to the amusement park once with his dad.
Yeah, I know.
I'll bet.
He did.
Wait,
not.
they said less Prince in Minnesota?
Well, because of part of Minnesota that it was in was like, yeah, he's black.
Oh, wears
So
high
he would-
heels and stuff.
Listen, there's still parts of Minnesota that aren't. Prince
I mean, the
people.
most bizarre thing about Prince, not to completely sidetrack you, is he's from Minnesota.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so wild.
yeah, he shouldn't be from anywhere on earth, but Minnesota seems like the least
weirdest
likeliest place you could ever.
But also, Minnesota's got like Bob Dylan's from Minnesota too, and he also doesn't.
I don't know I know very fucking little about the state of Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
I know Brock Lesnar's from there. No, he's not from there. Never mind. All right, I'm getting off topic
Wisconsin or North Dakota, something like that.
here. North Dakota, but he played. He walked on the Minnesota Vikings practice squad. He'd never played football a day in his life, and he was so angry that he could beat up anyone in the world, and he was so good at wrestling. Then he got bored with wrestling, so he just goes, "I'm gonna play football."
Yeah.
He goes, and they called up the Vikings, and he said, "Let me try out." And he was such a freak athlete that he was
They're
able
like,
to
okay.
walk on the team, which is like some Paul Bunyan shit.
This is France.
I love.
Yeah, they're
seeing-
gonna be at the show.
Okay. So anyway, the next night though, it was a college crowd because it was in so Grand Forks, North Dakota,
Okay.
and NDSU is up there, North Dakota State University, and so it was in a Ramada that had like a club in it, and they would serve fish bowls. And so the kids would go and get
Sounds
these
awesome, honestly.
and get fucking ripped. And it like I did this room so much that like I was eventually headlining this room. And as the opener is actually really fun to do, but when you're a headliner, they're so fucking wasted that it falls apart. But
Ooh.
welcome to the party,
Sorry,
pal.
continue.
So I went up there and did my set, and it actually went really well that night. And because there were a bunch of college kids that didn't have the same. Oh, my turn.
Hey, this
Empathy.
is great.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Empathy.
That's what,
Mhm.
It's not yawning. It's burping.
Empathy burps. So it went to the point where like they actually liked my set more than the dance and music cue guy, and somebody's like, you should go back up there. And I was like,
Oh,
hell
no.
yeah. So like all my like the lowest night I had in comedy was followed by the best night I had in comedy.
Mhm.
So like it was really fun to have those two things. And I go, okay, this is all gonna be all right. Like I can get through these tough times. I'm not gonna ever bail on my time like that again. And then the rest of the weekend is at a club, and that was really fun. Like we both did well there because it was like a mix of. It was in Moorhead, Minnesota, which is right on the border
Well,
of
because
Fargo.
you were actually in a designated space for you to ply your craft.
Yeah,
and not in the middle of a
except
casino.
it was still in a hotel, which is. But let me tell you about this because the first night, for whatever reason, it was Thursday, and they would do it in a banquet hall, and so it's like really, it was weird. I don't know why they would do that Thursday in the banquet hall, but they did, and then the rest of the weekend was in like the club space, which was set up perfectly for a comedy club, and but that first night, you guys know the Red Hat ladies?
What are they though? Is it a church? It's not a church thing.
It's kind of like a church thing, but it's like Girl Scouts for old ladies.
Yeah, they just wear hats and get fancy, right?
Yeah, and then
So it's
they
like
go out.
Shriners for old women.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I never figured out, but they were like a big part of the crowd on that Thursday night show when we were in the banquet hall, and they're all like long tables and like round tables, like you're doing like a wedding reception. And I was talking to them, and I made them laugh a lot. And I'm like kind of a clean comic at this time too. Like I wasn't really doing much dirty stuff because I just like going to church as I became a road comic.
Mhm.
And I was still kind of going to church at this time because I like if I was home, I was still living with my parents. I had to go to church when they were, but then like by the end of that year, I was out. Anyway, that weekend went really well, but that first night was the toughest night of like my comedy life, where it was just like, oh, I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to I'm not gonna be able to do this for my living.
So at this point, how long had you been doing comedy?
About a year and a half.
Okay.
About a year and a half, yeah.
But you knew at that point still, like, this is the path I'm on.
Yeah. Well, I had no backup plan. Like,
right.
No,
You're like,
I was like, and it was also just like, just the emotions of like, okay, I'm doing real bad. And then like you learn how to bomb and how to get out of the bomb. And like, that's something that I figured out on that trip. And like, cause there was another part of that run where I was eating my dick at a different club. And then I just started acknowledging it. And that like broke the tension. And then they started laughing at my jokes.
mhm.
I feel like that would always work if you kind of call it out.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what you got to
Gotta
do.
do. Yeah. I would assume.
But it like, especially at that time, like with the level I was at, because my jokes were okay, but they weren't like great.
You were a
But-
year and a half into your career
Right.
at 22.
Mhm. Well, by then I was 23 and a half.
Then there's no excuse. You're... Okay, Thomas.
But it felt great, like going out and doing those gigs and having like money that I earned from stand up and like showing my parents, I'm like, hey, I'm making money at this. And they're like, oh.
I mean, like, if you're living at home and you
Yeah.
were making $1,000 or $1,500 a month, like at that age,
Yeah,
you're getting by.
it
Like,
was enough.
you're doing
Like,
good.
I was able to buy an Xbox One or Xbox 360. I bought an Xbox 360.
Yeah, dude, you're fucking rich.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I felt. Like, because this also happened. We went and did radio for one of the clubs, and it was during Hurricane Katrina. And they're as like, oh, what would you do if you're in this situation? I'm like, I'm going to get an Xbox 360. That's what I'm doing. Like, I'm like, are you going to loot? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to loot. I'm going to go get a 360. Why wouldn't you? You let it dry out for a few days and boom, you're all set.
That was when Kanye.
That was the beginning.
Yeah, that was the beginning of Kanye, when George Bush don't care about black people,
Yeah.
and Mike Myers had the single, maybe the funniest moment of his entire career.
Did you ever see the hockey game moment with those two? I don't know if it's a deep fake or like an AI thing or something like that, but they're at a hockey game and they're like in the booth. They're like, oh, it's got to be like a bit or something.
Was
But
this
it's
after
really
like
funny.
that moment went viral?
Yeah. And then
I think I know what you're talking
they
about.
did like a hockey game thing, and Mike Myers just kept trying to keep Kanye from talking too much, and it was pretty funny.
I think
yeah,
I
I
do
think
know now.
yeah, that sounds familiar. That's not a deep fake.
It
but
was
that
like an
was-
actual bit, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Kanye kind of understood how the internet worked at that point, and
Yeah.
Kanye West, and then we'll
now he wears Sonic the Hedgehog boots
do.
and thinks slavery is a choice. Does he still
Oh,
think
it's,
slavery
you know
is
what
a
it's
choice?
from? It's from the fucking Love Guru.
Oh.
That's why nobody knew about it, because it
Oh.
was like a deleted scene from the Love Guru.
Gotcha.
Oh, it was a scripted thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a scripted scene from the Love Guru. And man, that movie like ruined Mike Myers' life.
I don't even think I tried watching it.
I don't think anybody did, but that's like why it hurt him so much, because like he thought he had his next Austin Powers ready to go, and nobody liked it, and it like he didn't really do many movies after that. Like,
I mean, he
especially
didn't
comedies.
start taking a stab at more serious roles.
And I
Like,
think that's part of the reason is because Love Guru bombed so bad.
I mean, but
You should watch Love
Mike
Guru.
Myers, when you're responsible for Wayne Campbell and Austin Powers, like, that's all right, man. Dust yourself off.
And Shrek.
Do some more. Yeah,
And
yeah.
Shrek,
Like,
yeah.
the guy's made $1 bajillion in defined generations worth of comedies for people. So I don't know.
You don't need it to do anything else.
Adam Sandler, you don't see him. You don't mess with a Zohan, got right back up.
Yeah.
That don't matter to him.
No, well, Adam Sandler had that like built in to him. I feel like he just didn't. Ever.
That dude, I like him. I love him for a lot of reasons, but that dude had no problem taking a lot of swings and doing some dumb shit.
Mhm.
And
Oh, for
I
sure.
think
No
not for
fuck.
a second, not saying it's good or bad. Like, he just kept making shit. And then I feel like 90% of his output is just so all his friends can get
Paid.
paid.
yeah.
Like, he has
Yeah.
tons of friends that weren't actors or comedians that all got roles in his shit. And it's like, what a guy.
I love
I
that.
respect it.
That's
I
the
love
best.
that.
He's the best.
And some of his movies
He's
are
the
like
best.
really. I mean, there's definitely a bunch of turds in there, but there's some that are like they'll still make me laugh.
No, he's still funny. It's like when you make the guy's averaged, between him and his production company, like the guy makes like 4 or 5 features a year or whatever. Like they're not all gonna be
Right.
But like it was when people kind of turned on him as much as they could when he was doing those grown-ups movies and all those Netflix movies, and everyone's like, and he just goes, I have kids.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, this is what
Good
makes
job.
my kids laugh.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. And I go,
I get
you
it.
have to respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is.
He
For
could
sure.
mumble a little more in them, but that's a personal
Hey.
preference. Thanks so much, very much. My children do not like to hear me mumble like that.
Well, I saw him doing something the other day. Oh, he was there was the statue of Fonzie. I don't know where it was at, but like there's a statue of,
I have no idea there was such a thing, and I
Yeah,
love the Fonz.
there's a statue of the Fonz, and he's doing Waterboy. He's like, Mr. Coach Klein, why won't you talk to me, Mr. Coach Klein? It's me, Bobby.
Henry
Don't
Winkler was
tell-
in Cleveland.
Yeah. What's that?
He was in
just-
Cleveland
yeah,
on
he
a
was just
book tour.
Yeah.
And I was like, I saw him at Slyman's, and I was like, I'll never meet this guy in my life, but something about just seeing pictures of him makes me so happy.
He looks like a sweet.
He's
the
a
sweetest guy.
legendarily delightful person,
One
is
of,
what
like,
everybody says.
My stories of like a friend meeting someone was that my friend Pete in high school met Henry Winkler at the airport, and they said he was like the nicest guy and like bought them lunch and shit.
Yeah,
Just like, hey, I'll take care of that.
Total
I'm like,
mensch.
Yeah.
yeah, total mensch.
And they're like, oh, thank you so much. And like, he didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
And
Sweet.
So he's got
I also
that
forgot he was in the
reputation.
Waterboy. I don't know
Yeah.
how I forgot he was in the Waterboy.
That was kind of what brought him back into more prominent roles.
Yeah.
Because he did Happy Days, and then like he meandered around like TV and film, but after he did that, he kind of cut his bona fides as a comedic actor in a completely different way than the Fonz. And so then he started getting things, and like if he didn't do the Waterboy, he's definitely not going to be in Barry.
Yeah.
But he was in Waterboy, and then he was in Arrested Development, and then he got like
that's
other
right.
shows. Like the Waterboy was definitely a springboard to him being not typecast as the Fonz anymore.
Which is a good thing because,
Yeah.
I mean, the Fonz was literally, 55 years ago?
Yeah,
Like,
it was. Yeah.
he just came.
Well,
he
I
appeared
mean,
and
it was
goes,
a show in the
"Hey."
70s about the 50s, right? So
Yeah.
like,
So it feels like
Yeah.
it happened 90 years
Yeah.
ago. But
so
yeah,
even in like the 80s, the Fonz was a fucking joke. Like, it was.
I mean, yeah, he was a cultural. I mean, he was an iconic for a long time just for that, and it's a level of famous. Like, even if that's all he ever did, that's
Yeah, he would have been
a
fine.
lot of people have coasted off just being the
Mhm.
one thing.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Well, and one of the funniest things was on Arrested Development, where when he got hired on another show, they replaced his lawyer character with
Scott Baio.
Scott Baio.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Who replaced him on Happy Days, which is so fucking funny. Like
yeah.
they're like, we gotta see if Scott Baio will do this, and he did, and it's like, blah blah blah.
I'll never forget. I saw the commercial. That's how long ago it was. I
Blah
saw the
blah
commercial.
blah.
Yeah.
Blah
Blah,
blah
blah, I remember exploding laughter because they just cut to him. He goes blah blah blah, and I just like that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
But so fucking funny. Arrested Development is those like the 3 original seasons are some of the funniest fucking television that's ever been made.
That's one I've never watched either.
Oh, yeah?
It's on my list of
Well,
wanting
take-
to watch, but I know.
The musical group that was
Don't-
inspired by that show, not as great, but whatever. You know, can't win them all.
By a decade before.
Yeah,
Decade
for
and a
those people
half,
that
yeah.
think I'm really that stupid, it's
That's a good one to watch. Don't worry about the seasons that like Netflix made, but those
Yeah.
first 3 seasons are fucking hysterical.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like you like Jason Bateman.
Oh my God, I love it.
Well, then you definitely gotta watch.
I know,
it. And,
I know.
Will Arnett, like that's what put
He's
Will,
good too.
Will
Yeah.
Arnett on the map, and like that like Job's character in Tony Hill. Like, oh my God, that show.
Bateman's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
there ain't no weak links on that show.
No,
That's a
Jessica
wild
Walters
cast. Yeah.
is so fucking funny.
Yeah, I'm not like gonna pretend to be the biggest champion of that show, but yeah, that show is insanely well
those
done.
first 3 seasons. I'm very specific about that because the Netflix seasons were meh.
It's not Sopranos, therefore I don't know everything about it, but it's still very good.
So we're gonna wrap up here in a bit, but we're gonna do a Christmas trip, like post-Christmas trip, where we're all gonna go up to the Comedy Center. But after the Comedy Center, like there's not a ton of stuff to do in Jamestown. Should we do a Sopranos gift exchange that night? And then we'll film it and we can use it for an episode.
The fuck do you mean by that?
We all get each other. What do you mean? She's getting into the spirit already.
Yeah, she's already.
What the fuck does that mean?
She's our full Janice.
What do you mean?
We can all bring each other casseroles of baked ziti.
Okay.
What? No fucking ziti?
Yeah.
No,
Karen ziti.
We all get each other Christmas gifts that are Sopranos themed or inspired.
Okay.
But like nothing crazy expensive, nothing but like
It's a good gag gift exchange.
yeah, it's a good gag gift exchange. So like you got to like kind of get deep. And be like, okay, what can I get? You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in Jersey every couple weeks, and we're so like
We'll figure it
you have
out.
something.
I don't. Yeah, dude, I'm at your mercy with Jamestown, and I can guarantee you I won't be doing any research on it between now and then. But
Yeah.
we'll
No, I mean,
figure
like,
it out.
there's bars and stuff we can go to, but I just thought it'd be funny.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
We're gonna have
we'll
a
good
great time, and everything's like where we're gonna be staying. It's all walking distance. Like we can just get
Hell yeah.
fucking.
Tommy, you're not the
drunk.
only one that's supposed to be out of town this weekend.
Oh yeah, you're not going.
You're
I was supposed to
be at
go
the
to
festival.
Goth Fire Festival
Yeah.
too, and
Yeah, I wonder
the whole
how that's
thing got
But
so
your
weird.
credit card got stolen.
Weird as shit. Weirdest fucking thing. Weirdest thing. But yeah, I'm not making it out there. Sorry, Tears for Fears.
God damn it! Now it's gonna look. So I was popping the camera around, and I'm looking this way, but on the screen it looks like I'm looking at like
My boobs.
just staring at Tom's tits.
They don't know how we're set up in here.
Yeah,
It's fine.
They're just like the cut's gonna look really like.
It's-
Oh wow.
So all right, yeah. Well, the Sopranos themed
All right.
gift exchange.
Why don't we just dress like the Sopranos the whole time we're there? No, let's not do that.
Okay, I think that'd be lost on most people. I think we still gotta do the Sopranos rave.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, we do.
That's gotta happen.
We could do Sopranos rave at Old 86.
That's the idea.
We have to.
Yeah,
Everybody's got to dress up.
yeah.
Can buy a Satriali's banner and hang it over the front door, or Bada Bing. No, Bada Bing is
Bing,
what-
Bada Bing for sure. Bada Bing.
Yeah.
Uh, all right, so hold on.
Fucking one up me?
Show him who's boss, Tom.
I can't right now.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can burp on command, but not good ones.
Let's hear on command one.
Hold on.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty
Cute.
cute.
See what I
Take
got.
a drink. Did you say it was cute?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that one hurt weird.
I got nothing in the chamber. I just drank a spinach smoothie. So
Yum.
sorry, guys.
Humble brag over there.
Right.
It's the one nice thing I've put in my body in fucking days. So
Tom, that's a nice thing you put in your body for days. Just kidding.
honk honk.
Let me ask you this before we go. Is a girl telling you that she went to a store where they sell dildos a lightweight flirt to be like, hey, we can open up conversation to maybe talk about more sexual things?
I would think so, yeah. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bring up dildos to somebody that, like, potentially had interest in me.
Yeah.
And unless, like, you've never shown interest in her.
If
Like, if you guys have been buddy-buddy for a while, I could see that, like, not being flirty, per se.
and that's kind of where it is. Like, it's been buddy-buddy for a while. So it might just be like, hey, here's a casual thing.
Yeah, so I guess, I don't know.
So that's like if you brought up dildos, I'd be like, yeah, this is Tommy talking about dildos. Like,
Right,
that's not a
right.
big-
We're-
like,
yeah.
that, I want to be like, the door's open.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like, it kind of just depends.
I feel like any female that talks to a straight man just kind of always knows the door's open.
For the man, yes.
Any sane woman that's walking into a conversation talking about dildos, like, yeah, asshole, I know, like, it's
Yeah.
I could probably have it whenever I wanted, but honest question about sex toys.
All right. Well, that's
Sorry.
It's enough.
I
Okay.
can't help
Just
it.
calm it down. We got a
These
big
are
metal
good.
show to go to.
This is the first time we've had the vodka soda.
They're tasty. You want to try it? I know you're not.
Take a little sip. Ooh, wild cherry.
The wild cherries.
I like peach too.
Peach was good.
I'm about to get the hiccups though, I think.
Oh, one more thing before I
These
go.
are like better high noons. I do like
actually
that.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty good. I did the Boogered Up podcast, and Travis does like they're not dip, but they're like nicotine pouches, and you just suck on them. And I don't fuck with any of that stuff. But I was like,
I know
I'll
you-
try one of these
Oh, did you puke?
on the podcast. No, I didn't puke because it's not like dip.
Okay.
It's just like flavored nicotine. So it's basically like the vape of dip.
But you're still stuffing it like.
Yeah, stick it in your gum, and then you get like a huge rush of nicotine into your system, which I don't fuck with nicotine.
Yeah.
So like this is
Have
not
you ever
something-
smoked or cigarettes or done nicotine?
I've smoked a few I told him on the podcast, I smoked maybe 12 cigarettes in my entire life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's like probably less than that. And so when and it's also been a long time since I've smoked one. So nicotine is not something that I do regularly. Like I'll hit someone's vape if I'm fucking wasted,
Yeah.
but usually I just kind of like do like a little quick boy. I'm like not trying to get all vaped up there. And so I put this pouch in, and immediately I'm like, I can already feel this into my bloodstream, and then I got the hiccups for like 20 minutes, and we're just dying because like it happens so like I put it in my mouth, and a minute and a half later I'm like. And like, so,
I would rather just smoke a cigarette, and I've never smoked cigarettes in
Yeah.
my entire life.
yeah, so it was, but it was a funny bit. So check out the Boogered Up podcast to see that.
Boys.
And they're working on a studio here where we'll be able to have more people on. It'll be less awkward than we have to like hide behind monitors and shit. And we're gonna have those guys on once that's all built. And Pants, you got to get on their podcast because Tommy's done it.
Yeah.
I've not gotten boogered up yet.
Yeah, well,
They're fun.
they're very fun. I think they record on Wednesday.
No, they're nice dudes. I've met them.
Yeah, I think they would like that cross promotion with them is also very fun because they're just good dudes. And then we watched the Browns and Bengals game at the same time in their studio, like 2 TVs going, and they gamble a lot too. So it was a fucking fun Sunday. We had a good time.
Hell yeah.
All right. Get tickets for my comedy special taping December 22nd. I'm at the Funny Stop the 24th and 25th of November. Tickets for that as well. All available at BillSquire.com. Tommy?
Tommy LC on OnlyFans, Fansly. Sub, please.
Pants?
Come to Old 86 on 53rd in Detroit. Don't even bother with social media. Just go to the bar. Don't fucking. You skip the internet. We got a highball machine now. Quit fucking around.
You can't drink through the internet.
You
Just
can't.
shut the fuck up.
But you can watch the greatest show on Reels right now, which is
Now that's what I call
now that's what I
alcohol.
call alcohol, which
So
people
funny.
fucking love that show. And
You
then-
should.
Yeah,
It's fucking great.
it is.
You know what's
fucking
even
great.
better? Drinking at Old 86.
In
That's
person.
right. In person.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So
I'll show you the videos off my phone if you go there. You can watch
There you
them. Well, or not. Just
It's
come.
streaming.
Yeah. All right.
24 hours a day.
All right. See
Quarter
you
joint.
guys next week.
Bye.